Which leads us to our big story tonight. As we know, more and more people are pouring into the state of Arizona every single year.
And our Republican red state is now taking on a purple hue, with Democrats winning some major races this year. Team
12's political insider Bram Resnick verifying who those purple voters actually are. Bram?
Yeah, Arizona is turning purple because Maricopa County is turning purple. We verified you can find the purplest voters in the Phoenix suburbs. Bright red Arizona is now deep purple. Kyrsten Sinema flipped a U.S. Senate seat from Republican to Democrat. Katie Hobbs did the same with the Arizona Secretary of State's office. So did Kathy Hoffman as Arizona school superintendent. All pulled off the rare feat for a Democrat in recent years, winning Arizona's largest county, Maricopa.
Maricopa County has always been purple. I want to introduce you to former Governor Janet Napolitano and former Governor Bruce Babbitt.
Democrat Bruce Babbitt was elected governor 36 years ago. Democrat Janet Napolitano won her final race as governor 12 years ago. But for the last decade, Republicans have controlled state government. We verified that reign ended with these midterms.
Arizona is one of the fastest growing states in the country. We've got people moving here from all over. I've always thought it's a competitive state.
We verified that competition showed up in voters splitting their tickets, casting a ballot for both the Republican Governor Doug Ducey and the Democratic Senator-elect Kyrsten Sinema. Arizona Republic research shows these are the purplest places in Maricopa County: Ahwatukee, West Chandler, South Mesa, North Glendale, North Phoenix, and Paradise Valley. We discussed who was doing the ticket splitting on the taping of this weekend's Sunday Square Off.
Voters tended to be higher educated than the county population. About 10% higher of the voters in these areas had a college degree. They also had a higher median household income.
Now, Arizona going purple in these midterms means we could be a presidential battleground state in 2020. And you know what that means: even more TV ads than we saw this year.
Stop the madness.
It's going to get madder.
Okay, Bram, so as we know, back in 2016 with President Trump, he slightly won here in Arizona. Make a prediction. Let's fast forward then, right, to 2020.
Don't make me make predictions.
He doesn't like predictions.
Can we, do you think Arizona would turn blue?
I think it's a more likely bet Arizona just stays purple. I think we continue to see what happened this year. That trend likely stays in place. A lot depends on who's running the Democratic side for president, and frankly, what President Trump's situation is. The next 2 years are very unpredictable.
Quick question for you, Bram. How important is the Hispanic vote? Because we know in Phoenix and Arizona in general, about 30–40% Latinos make up the electorate. How much did they get to the polls this year, and how important will they be?
We don't know the exact number yet, but it's clear it's the suburban vote that made the biggest difference this year. Latino registration, though, saw some big gains. Could have played a role.
Fascinating stuff. So it's an interesting state to cover politics in, that's for sure, and you do a great job.